Y'all, we're going to start this video a little bit differently. I'm going to ask you a couple questions and you're going to answer them honestly, and we're going to see where we're at, because these are questions I ask myself, and this is why we are doing what we're doing today. So the first question is, have you ever created goals, got excited about your goals, started working toward your goals, and then fell off about a couple weeks into your goals? Yes. Okay. So number 2, have you ever had so many thoughts in your head and so many things that you wanted to do and just didn't know where to start? Yes. Okay. And last question, have you ever procrastinated and decided that you're just going to wait till the time is right to start doing the thing, whatever that thing is? If you answered yes to any of those questions, this is the video for you. And this is a video for me. I am speaking to myself as just as much as I'm speaking to you, because it is time to stop procrastinating, stop thinking that there is an opportune time to reach the goals that you have set for yourself. You have ideas, thoughts, goals, aspirations that have been in your heart, that have been in your mind, that you've been dreaming about, thinking about, and there's just something that is stopping you from actually doing it. If that's you, just like it is me, today we are ending that streak. We are ending that thought process that we aren't ready, we aren't capable, we aren't able to do the things that we're supposed to be doing. That ends today. And so this video is all around shaping, rethinking, and strategizing a way to get us towards our goals. And right now I'm making this video and it is October 1st. There are about 3 months left until the end of the year, and there are things that I need to accomplish to feel like I'm leaving this year better, stronger, more self-aware, more able to reach my goals than what I thought I would be, or where I am going if I don't make this change today. And so I am really excited to share the steps I am taking, and I really hope it encourages you to get out of your own way. Tatiana Muse, the CEO of the Inspire Blueprint, says that all the time. Get out of your own way and just do the thing. And so, my name is Brittany. This is Bee Finds Joy, where we are working to unapologetically live a joyous life boldly in whatever that means for you. I've been on this journey to really finding what brings me true happiness, true joy, and I've had my peaks, I've had my valleys, I've had my moments where I am honestly just lazy and not doing the things that I know I need to do for myself and the things that I know will bring me that happiness and bring me joy. And so as I am thinking about, going through these next couple of months, finishing out the year, or it doesn't even matter when you started, if there is something that's placed on your heart that you want to accomplish, let's get it. Let's make the change. Let's do the thing. So I've been watching videos. I've been just really thinking about what that actually means. What I've been doing before hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It works for a little bit and then I fall off. Or, there's only been one time that I've really set a true goal for myself that I've seen it all the way through, I would say, and that was doing a 100-day fast last year. It was amazing an experience, and I just loved who I became out of those 100 days. And so while I did that, I created new goals for myself for this year, and I've kind of reached some of them, but kind of not. And so after going down the rabbit hole of productivity, organization, getting my life together, resetting for the 100th millionth time, this book kept on coming up, and that is The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and also Michael Lennington. And it's all around getting more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. And so many people were saying how much they've been able to do and accomplish towards their goals using this method, using this model. And I got to the point that I'm like, why not? Clearly what I've been doing hasn't been working, so let's reshape, reset, and reinvent this self that I want to be using a model that has proven to work. And so I'm really excited to I'm going to give you a quick synopsis, quick overview about this book. Y'all, when I tell you that I read this book in a total of like 5 to 6 hours, I started reading it at night. I woke up early the next morning so I could finish reading it. It's really easy. It's an easy read. There's only like 180, 190 pages in this book, but it's so applicable to really executing and being productive to reach your goals, which is in the season that I'm in right now, that I just was like, yes. I had a separate notebook and I was writing down different pages. I have marked different sections in this book that really related to me and I think will help me. So essentially, and I have my plan and my thoughts here on a piece of paper. So if you see me looking down, that is the reason why. But a quick synopsis of what this plan pretty much is, it's a productivity and goal setting kind of blueprint, a plan to help you reach your goals and to do it in a very intentional and focused way. When we think about creating goals, a lot of times it's when it's a new year, right? We're going to create our 2024, 2025 goals for the year. What do I want to accomplish in that year? And those are great. And you start off the year strong. January, you're going to the gym, you're eating right. February, you still there, but you starting to teeter off. And then by like March, you know you ain't doing them things that you put on the list to do. And so in this model, it's really focusing your goals and intentions in a 12-week time frame. And this is a different way of thinking about the year. So typically it's like you have 12 months in the year, you have 12 months to get these 3 to 4 goals completed. This is getting these 3 to 4 goals, and being very strategic and intentional and planning and organizing your life so that way you can achieve those things. In the book, it talks about deadlines, right? Typically, it's like the end of the year deadlines or the end of the month deadlines. And a week before the deadline, you are like on it. You're trying to get those things accomplished, knowing doggone well that throughout that month or throughout that year, you were lollygagging. You weren't really being the type of person you need to be to reach those goals. So in this 12-week time frame, it is being very thoughtful and having a sense of urgency that, like, no matter what, I gotta get this stuff done in 12 weeks. So that means I'm gonna have to reshape my thinking, reshape my movements, my way of life to make sure I get these goals done, and to really focus it and narrow it down to like 3 to 4. I gave myself 4 goals. 3 goals is good enough. Even if you want to do like 2 goals, whatever's going to work for you, but just do it. And that's going to be, I'm going to be Nike today. Like, just do it. Stop thinking about it and just execute. And that's something that I have really taken to heart when I'm thinking about like resetting and creating goals. The last part of that model and method for me is always execute. And in the book, they say that effective execution will set you free. It is the path to accomplish the things that you desire. You have the desire to do these things, but you don't have the proper tools to execute it. It ain't gonna happen. So there's about 5 different key concepts in this book. I'm not going to literally go through it word for word. I highly recommend that you get this book so you can get a deep dive. But some of the key concepts in this book is goal setting. Makes sense, right? Setting 1 to 3 clear, focused goals that you can achieve. Tactics are the steps that you're going to take on a daily and weekly basis to help you to get to those goals. Accountability. So it's checking yourself to make sure that you're doing it. Tracking that progress. Giving yourself a report card at the end of every week. Where am I towards my goal? And I think it's like 1 week is a day, 1 day is a week, 1 week is a month, and like 1 month is a year. I think that's how it goes. It's somewhere in the book. But anyway, pretty much it's like you don't got time to mess around. So being thoughtful and intentional about being honest with yourself of like where you are that week. If you get to the end of the first week or second week and you're like, I give myself a C minus, or I'm about 40% of where I need to be for this week, you got to step it up for that next week, because you only got 12 weeks. You don't have another 11 months to get it done. You only have 12 weeks to get these goals accomplished. Execution, it's the planning. It's the being that thoughtful, strategic planning to get it done and to not procrastinate. There's no room to procrastinate in this 12-week model because there's no wiggle room, pretty much. You got to be on point to get you towards those goals. And the last thing is time blocking, and that's pretty much planning out your week, planning out your schedule to be that focused in those areas of reaching those goals, to get those tactics done, to get those tasks done to get towards those goals. So in summary, the main concepts: goal setting, tactics, what are those like tasks to get you towards those goals, having accountability, not only for yourself checking in, but like maybe sharing it with another person of like, listen, I need you to be asking me on a weekly basis where I am with reaching these goals. Execution, making it so that way you don't procrastinate, you have that plan, and then time blocking is that schedule that you're going to create for yourself. So that is the summary of this 12-week model, the 12-week year model, and I'm going to start it. So today is October 1st. 12 weeks from today is December 24th, Christmas Eve. So I have until the end of December to get these goals done. And all of these goals that I have identified is reaching towards this larger vision. So in the book, it says that, and it has you do an activity about what is your aspirational vision? Like, what is your long-term goals for yourself? At the end of the day, what is going to bring you the most joy and about yourself in different aspects and areas of your life? And so for me, what is my like long-term aspiration? And that is to live debt-free and a joyous life that allows me to create memories and experiences for myself and family. Everything that falls under that, it aligns with that one vision. So some of the things that fall under that: traveling, quality time with family, fully funding my boys' educational aspirations, not worrying about money, a deeper relationship with God, achieving home ownership, an additional home. Like, I want to have a beach house in the future, reading books, doing hobbies that I love. Like, all of those things are aspirations that, like, if I can get these things done and live debt-free and be happy and joyous with myself and my family, I'm good. I am good. So that's the aspirational goal. So then, like, so that's the big long-term goal. What are my like 3-year goals? So then it has you do big long-term goals. What's my 3-year goal? 3-year goal is to be a successful business owner, a fully funded emergency fund, at least 75% of my debt paid off, traveling it to at least one new country yearly, helping others through consulting opportunities, participating in hobbies that bring me joy, actively being engaged in my church, consistent date nights with my husband, family time. All of those things are going to be in my 3-year plan. If I can reach those things in 3 years, I'm going to be successful. Am I there right now? No, not at all. I am nowhere near to getting to that 3-year goal, and that is why we are doing what we're doing now. Then you can break it down into like 1-year goals, like for at the end of this 12-month year, what are going to be your goals? But for the purpose of this video, what is going to be my goals in the next 12 weeks? That's going to be my year. I kind of played around and was lazy these past, 10 months. These past 9 months, I've been kind of lazy, procrastinating, flying by the seat of my pants, just making things happen, living on a whim sometimes. We can't do that. because it's not going to help me get towards my aspirational vision as well as my 3-year vision and goals for my life. It's not. Realistically, it's not. And so for these next 12 weeks, what are the things that I know deep in my heart that I can really focus on, that I can say by December 24th, when I reach those things, I'm going to be in a better place to go to my next 12-week year, my next year, right? And in the year framework of this book. So these are my 4 goals. I thought I was going to do 3 goals, but I decided to do 4. And I hope I'm not being like too, like, it's going to not bite me in the butt. But I'm hoping that it's not. So let me pause. I want you to think about, what are your aspirational vision for your life? What are your 3-year goals? And when you're going to start. And I'm going to tell you to start today. I don't care when you're watching this video, you're going to start today. That's it. You need someone to tell you when to start, it's today. I've already got my sister on. I've texted her. I'm like, okay, we doing this. And she's like, well, wait a minute, girl. But I see the importance of it. She has goals that she wants to reach as well. And I'm like, we're going to do this together. And we're going to be our own accountability partner. So I'm like helping her through it. We're going to do this together as well. So my goal number one is to organize my finances so I can pay off at least $5,000 worth of debt by December 24th of 2024. If you've been around for a minute, you know that I've been on the budgeting train for a minute. I've done well on the budgeting train and debt payoff for a minute. And then I have had some the train is like off the track and you need to get back on the track. So the reason why this is important, and for every goal I've kind of created, and in the book it tells you like what's the importance of reaching this goal and what will be different. And I'm not going to read through it, but the main reason that I want to have this goal is because I right now am overwhelmed. I'm stressed out about our finances. I don't have control of my money, and we have debt out the wazoo that it's just like a lurching number that just is like creating this like dark cloud over me that like, if I can at least get this $5,000 paid off by the end of this year, end of these 12 weeks, I will feel that will give me the motivation to keep going. But you got to start. And so we're doing that. The second thing is to create routines that will help me organize my life. You know, like I said, I've been all over the place, and there's no like structure to my life right now. I kind of just like doing it day by day, and things fall through the cracks when you do things day by day and don't have a plan. And so that is why I need to organize my life, create some routines to get me to a point where I feel like I know what I'm doing. I can see my plan. I have a better pulse on my family, on my finances. So like finances will kind of fall into that routine. Because right now, cleaning, meals, laundry, like all of that is giving me stress right now when I don't need it to. And so having some routines in place will help me that. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is to restart and maintain consistency on this YouTube channel. I've been saying the same thing for the past 2 years of like, I need to be more consistent. I need to get back into it. And I just don't know. There's like a block that happens that I start off and then I just fall. Clearly that's the statement of literally everything that's going on in my life right now. But the reason why this is important to me is because this brings me joy. Being on YouTube, sharing my journey, helping other people, inspiring, encouraging other people through my own story and journey and process gives me so much joy because it allows me to tap into my creative side with doing videos, with my editing, with the products that I'm able to provide to people, with all of those things make me happy. And I feel like that part, when I was consistently on YouTube and sharing our journey, I felt so much happiness and joy, and I want to get back to that. And I really truly feel like that's the part of the puzzle of my life that's missing, is that creativity piece, and YouTube is a huge part of that. And then the last thing is to launch a business. So I have been thinking about getting back into businesshood for a minute. I've had a business before, you know, that we've kind of it stopped. There were just like a lot of pieces that were going on, and but there have been so many things that God has placed on my heart that He wants me to do, and I have really spent the past, I would say, like 6 months trying to narrow it down and focus it to the point where it is structured. And I'm able to use all of the things that I love, all the things that I'm passionate about, to create a business that is going to be a blessing to others. And so I have figured it out, but I'm going to walk you through that process of launching a business from start to finish. So those are my 4 goals. And the reason why I want to do the business is because it's been on my heart that I need to do it, and I've just haven't, and that is not good. But it also is going to be, between the launching business as well as restarting the YouTube channel, it's also going to provide additional income, which then will help me towards my first goal of my finances, getting that under control, as well as paying off debt and creating some savings for our families to do the things that we want and to be more smart with our money. So all of them pretty much kind of tie into one another, and I think it'll be fun. So those were the goals. And then the next thing that you need to do is to think about the tactics. So what are the things that you need to do on a daily or weekly basis that are going to help you to get towards each goal? And I also just quickly want to say that within those goals, they need to be SMART goals. They need to be realistic. They need to be able to be specific, measurable, attainable. What am I missing? Attainable, realistic, and time bound. And so for each of those goals, I have done the work to make sure that I know I've given you just like a quick synopsis of what it is. But for each of the goals, I have gone through and made sure that they are SMART goals. And that is something that you're going to want to do too. So for each goal, I put SMART, and then I had to identify what falls under each of those letters for SMART to make it a SMART goal. All right, so now that we have talked through what our aspirational vision is, our long-term goal for our life, our 3-year goal, we talked about identifying what are those 3 to 4 goals that are going to help you get towards that 3-year aspirational vision that you have for your life, making sure that they're SMART goals. It's important to now talk about what are the steps that are going to help me get to those goals. And the book talks about it being called tactics. You can't get to a goal if you don't have a plan to get there. And this is where that execution piece is going to be really big, and where I think myself and I think many of others really struggle, and this is why the goals don't actually happen, we don't achieve them, is because we're missing this key component towards reaching our goal, and that is the steps. You need to have a plan. You need to have steps to get you towards that. And not only do you need to have the steps, but you need to have a way to track how you're doing with them, because that's going to be really important. So for the first goal of organizing my finances and paying off $5,000 worth of debt by the end of these 12 weeks, these are the tactics. I already created it, but implement my budget planner into my weekly routine. You know, budgeting is something that I love. I've created budget books before, 2 actually, and I think in my mind I have to like make this grand thing, like I gotta restart, girl. And again, this is another procrastination and something that I'm gonna say like, oh, this is why I can't start, because I'm like, I need a new one. Girl, use what you have. You got it all together already. If you don't use these planners or the worksheets and the printables that you already have, and just start. Use my budget planner on a weekly basis, or create, or like put it all together. That's going to be week 1. Organize and list my debts. Y'all, This one's going, that one's going to be real rough. I already know what it is, but you know, I'm going to share it with y'all, and that video is going to be the video. Conduct budget reviews and adjustments on a weekly basis. So it's great to have a budget. Am I using it? Am I seeing where I am on a weekly basis? Track expenses. I'm going to be doing that on a daily basis, but then doing like weekly expense trackers to see how I am doing on a weekly basis. Updating my debt balance every week. So I might not have a lot of changes depending on like when bills are due for my debt, but I want to check. We want to check on a weekly basis where we at with this money. Make an extra debt payment on a weekly basis. I don't care if it's an extra $5. Something is going to go towards paying off this debt a little bit faster. And right, $1 is not going to be too much, but it's more than I'm just doing with the minimum payments. So on top of the minimum payments, I need to make some extra payment, whether it's $5, $10, $100 on a weekly basis that's going to go towards debt, because that's going to help me get towards this $5,000 goal. And then I'm going to track my progress, my financial progress, by closing out my budget on a weekly basis. So I'm going to be budgeting on a monthly basis. I'm going to be budgeting every paycheck. We get paid every week, pretty much, between my husband and I. So every week I'm going to be creating a budget. And at the end of the week, I'm going to be closing out that weekly budget. At the end of the month, I'm going to be closing out that weekly budget so I can see where my money is going. And all of this is going to help me to organize my finances, have better control of my money, know where it's going, and ultimately paying off $5,000 worth of debt. Goal number 1, check. Goal number 2, create routines to help organize my life. So I'm going to use a planner. I've already gotten a planner. Where is it at? Let me find it. I don't know where it's at right now. Where is the thing? It's in here. I'm going to show y'all eventually. I already got a planner. I'm going to need to be doing on a weekly basis, because the weekends, the weeks, there's stuff that come up. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize it was that. Girl, get a planner. Plan your life out so you know what's going on. Wake up at 5 a.m. at least 5 days a week. I've started doing this a little bit. The productivity that I have by just waking up early is crazy. So I'm going to create a routine that by waking up at 5 a.m., I have things that I do in the morning to help me to reach this goal of being organized. Read at least 30 minutes a day. It could be in the morning. It could be at nighttime. It could be during nap time. That's the personal organization, that personal happiness. Clean at least 20 minutes every night. I don't care if it's doing the dishes, it's sweeping, it's cleaning up, tidying up the living room, the basement. Something's happening on a daily basis, as well as creating a cleaning schedule. Right now, I have no schedule. The house, now I have done some stuff because it was getting to the point of no return, but I need to create a schedule that keeps me on track with cleaning. Doing laundry. It's not doing the laundry, it's putting it away. Y'all get the hint. Reading my devotional, meal prepping. Those are things that are going to be in my routine that I'm pretty much going to plan out every week with my planner. And then recap the day. So this is going to be new for me. So the planner in general is going to be new. I've had 100 million planners because every year I'm like, oh, it's a new year. I need to plan new stuff. And I don't use it. I have like 50. You don't even want to know how to plan. I'm using it. So not only am I doing it on a weekly basis, I'm also going to be using my planner every night for 15 minutes. I'm going to use my planner to track my spending and then to write down one thing that has brought me joy or gratitude that day. That's it. That sounds like a lot. But honestly, it's pretty much all going to fall under my morning routine and evening routine. So it's not actually going to be, there's a lot of tasks, but it's going to be pretty much like streamlined in each routine, if that makes sense. You sticking with me? Here we go. Goal number 3 is the YouTube channel. Restarting, maintaining YouTube. I'm so excited about this one. The first thing is create a monthly social media calendar. So every month I'm going to sit down and plan out all my videos. They're all in my head or in my notes on my phone. And Did I just take off my socks? Yes, my feet are getting hot. So every month I'm going to sit down and plan out my videos on a calendar. I'm going to also, on a weekly basis, plan out my filming and scheduling and editing schedule. I'm going to post at least 3 videos every week. I'm going to respond to comments and engage with the YouTube community for at least 15 minutes every night. Again, kind of it's going to go in my evening routine, but that's going to help me to re-engage my community on YouTube. I'm going to track my analytics. That word was about to get me. I'm going to track my analytics. I want to see how I do, because within that goal, I want to increase my subscribers by 5% by the end of the 12 weeks, and then make at least $750 total within these 12 weeks on YouTube. $750. So I got to track where I am. Some of those won't be on a monthly basis, and then upload at least 2 short form videos on YouTube. That's a little bit new for me. I haven't done those, but I've heard some great things about it, so I'm going to try it. All right, so the last goal is launching business, and so these are the tactics that I'm going to be doing that to make sure it actually happens. I'm seeing it through. So I've separated this a little bit differently. So weekly, I'm going to be assessing my business plan progress. I'm going to be filing my business legally and checking that progress. I'm going to be doing product development and understanding and working on my marketing strategy. That's going to happen weekly. And then I broke it down of by certain weeks, I need these things to happen to make sure it happens before December 24th. So creating and refining the business plan with my vision. I want to be done that within the first week or 2. Define target market. That's going to be within the first week or 2. Legal setup and business structure. I want that to be done by week 4. Brainstorm and product development by week 4. Branding and marketing setup is going to be by week 6. Launching the launch plan, creating a plan to launch, that's going to be by week 8. And then launch plan implementation, that's going to be by week 9. So week 9, 10, 11, and 12 is all going to be around launching. So here's the business. Here it is. This is what we're offering. This is when you can purchase. This is when we're going live. All of that's going to happen in week 9 through 12. So that is my 4 goals. And when I honestly think about achieving all 4 of these goals, there's different feelings that come up. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little overwhelmed. But I think once I sit down and really plan it out of what it all looks like, it's going to just be like a well-oiled machine. So to reduce that stress and being overwhelmed, I'm taking this first week, October 1st to October 8th, to get all of the planning and the system process together. So what does that mean? So for example, I'm going to sit down and identify what's going to go in my morning routine, what's going to go in my evening routine, and there's many things for multiple different categories that are going to go in those morning and evening routines that'll kind of check off that task for the week. When it comes to budgeting and my finances, I'm going to get my budget planner together so it's ready to go, as well as my debt planner ready to go that's incorporated into the budget planner, ready to go. So every week it'll just be easy. It's already there that I don't have to think about, right? And so I want to create systems that I don't have to think about it and put extra thought into the process, just to make sure that it doesn't deter me from getting it done, right? Because we can make an excuse this is too hard, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to tell you that that's not going to happen. We are going to really push ourselves to be intentional and to have urgency to make sure that we get these tasks done. Because if they don't get done, we don't reach our goals. We don't reach our goals. We don't get to the life that we want to get to. We don't change the current state that we're at. Now, you might be in a great current state, and power to you, but I think everyone has either a dream, an idea, a thought, a way of life that they want to get to, that creating this system will really help you attain. And I'm really excited. So 12-week year, let's do it. Let's get this thing done together. So the last part of this video is just accountability. So accountability that I'm going to do is, I've already kind of created systems that I'm going to be tracking myself on a weekly or daily basis on many of these goals, but I'm going to give myself every Sunday night, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to rate myself. I'm going to score myself on how I did that week. Did I reach all of the tasks that I wanted to do on a weekly basis? If yes, okay. If you got like 85%, all right. Maybe missed one or two. That's all right. But if you're at like a 30 to 50 or even 60, you got some work to do for that next week. We only got 12 weeks again. So we have to be on it to really have those tough conversations with ourselves. Be like, listen, here, you were playing around. And I know life happens, but you were still playing around. You were lazy, you were procrastinating, you made excuses upon excuses. Next week, we doing something different. So on a weekly basis, I'm going to be doing that on that Sunday. And then I'm going to share it with y'all. Again, I don't want to do things and say that this works if I'm not doing it myself. And y'all know me, I like to share and be transparent. And I'm sure there's going to be ups and downs in these 12 weeks, but I'm going to be realistic with y'all to make sure that you see that, like, if this works, this can change the game. And then we do another 12 week. And it's perfect if you're starting with me now, because it's starting out the year. Oh, cool. Execution, the concept about execution, the main thing I'm going to say is just do the thing. Stop making excuses. Stop procrastinating. Get out of your own way. Get out of your head. Stop saying that you're not good enough. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have the experience. You don't have the skills. Just do it. And create the goals. When you're creating the goals, like, make them all realistic, right? Like, you know yourself. You know what you're capable of, but challenge yourself as well. And then the last thing that they talk about is time blocking. For me, it's that creating the schedule. So when am I going to get most of this done? I know for myself, looking at my schedule, so I'm a stay-at-home mom. I work part-time. There's a lot going on. Getting the son to the bus stop, picking him up. There's things going on throughout the day. Food, when they get home, and, entertaining, all this stuff. When can I be realistic that I can work on this? Mornings, before the kids wake up. Evenings, when they go to bed. Nap time. So I'm doing this video at nap time. Most of my videos that I'm going to be doing is either going to be made during nap time or at night when the kids go to bed, or maybe I'll be like, husband, how about you take the kids for a little bit and I'm going to do an hour of something to help me towards these goals. And the weekends. I say the weekends, but honestly, to be realistic, weekends are pretty busy over here in this life. With the kids stuff, our own stuff, there's always something going on. Like, every weekend this month, there's something happening. So I don't know if saying the weekends is going to be really realistic. But I know right now, mornings, evenings, nap time are going to be my time blocks. So I'm really going to focus on blocking out my schedule to get this stuff done. And you're going to help me. You are going to help me. I'm going to help you. We're going to do it together. We're going to reach our goals. Because if there is one thing that I'm learning, is that life is too short to not be happy. To not be joyous. And so find those things that are going to bring your joy, that are going to bring you joy, and work towards a goal to get you there. If you're already doing it, great. But if you envision, if what brings you joy is knitting, and you want to knit a blanket, that is going to be a goal for you. I don't care what the goal. Your other goal is that you want to learn a new language. You want to lose weight. you want to, and be, again, making them SMART goals, like how much weight you're going to lose, by when, like what's going to be the success marker for you. Whatever it is, you want to read the entire Bible. Break it up into 12 weeks. If you want to finish a devotional series, like whatever it is, think through it, be intentional, and execute. And let's make it happen. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's start this 12-week year together. It is a book that I really think is going to change the game for me. And I'm going to bring you along so that way we can cheer each other on. You cheer me on, I'm going to cheer you on. All right? So have a good rest of your day. Take each day to do at least something that brings you joy and to allow you to unapologetically live that joy. Live that joyous life boldly. See ya. Bye-bye.